This next dish is a Dijon roasted broccoli with a spicy breadcrumb topping. And this is a really great way to make broccoli. It looks really fancy, kind of has that rustic feel, but it's super duper easy and really tasty too. So let's grab some broccoli. And here I have 3 or 4 big heads of broccoli will be just fine. And oh, you want to start your oven at 425 degrees. So get your oven rolling, and we're going to cut this broccoli actually like you would cut a loaf of bread. So just start cutting into it right through the stem at the bottom in slices that are about 1/2 inch thick. So you can see that they're kind of looking like this, okay? And if some of the little florets come off, that's all right. Just keep cutting at about 1/2 inch thick, and however that turns out, that'll be okay. So we're gonna put those into a bowl and do that with all of them. Okay, so now all the big pieces are in the bowl, so just get a little bit of olive oil and drizzle just a little bit on there, maybe a tablespoon at most. You wanna use maybe a little less than you think you need just to keep those calories down. And we're not trying to drench it in olive oil, we just want it to brown up a little bit and bring out some flavor. Now get this down on a baking sheet, and you're gonna lay the pieces flat. Try not to pile them up on top of each other. So depending on how much broccoli you use, you may need 2 baking sheets for this. So we'll get those big pieces down, and then all those little extra broccoli florets that came off, just kind of shove them into the little openings, the little empty areas of the tray, till everything is in there. Okay, so this is gonna go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, just till you'll notice that the tops of the florets start to get a little bit brown. So rather than worry that a breadcrumb topping is going to burn in the oven by putting it on already, we're just gonna make it and toast it on the stove top and then set it aside. So let's get 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a pan. And we're gonna get 2 cloves of garlic and grate those in there. And then we're gonna use panko crumbs for our breadcrumbs. Panko crumbs are great because they're like a little bit bigger and a little coarser, so they'll make for some nice topping. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and then a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You could add more or less depending on how spicy you like your food. So once everything gets into the pan, we're gonna put it on the stove on a medium-high heat for about 5 to 7 minutes, just until the bread starts to get toasted and you'll see it turn a little bit brown. All right. So after a few minutes on the stove, you see that this gets nice and toasty brown, and it's gonna smell so good. Your kitchen is gonna smell delicious. So now we're just gonna put this in a plate and set it to the side to cool down a little bit. So the broccoli has cooled just a little bit. You can see here it came out of the oven and got nice and brown and toasty. So now it's cool enough to handle. So I'm going to put some of it on the platter here. And what I made, and this is optional, but it makes like a nice little burst of flavor. So this is just a Dijon mustard and agave nectar sauce. So equal parts of each. You can start with a tablespoon or 2 of each and just mix them together and lightly brush that over the roasted broccoli. Kind of dab it on the top so that once you've done that and you add the breadcrumbs on top, they'll stick to something, and there'll be a little bit of an extra flavor in there too. So I'm gonna do that with the rest of the broccoli right now. The breadcrumbs add a really nice texture to this, so you wanna make sure you get a good amount of those when you're serving. There we go. And it looks really pretty too and smells really good. So I bet you can serve this to someone who is not even a broccoli lover, and they will in fact love this. So here we go, roasted broccoli with a spicy breadcrumb topping and a Dijon sauce.